brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of oneaauto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to be working with our 2006 Cadillac CTS 2.8 liter V6. We're going to be removing and replacing the rear wheel bearing and hub assembly. If you like this, please click subscribe. We have a ton more information on this vehicle as well as many other makes and models. And if you want these parts for your vehicle, they're available from oneaauto.com. You can follow the link down in the description. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. We're going to start by removing the wheel and tire. You're going to need a 19mm socket as well as a breaker bar. We'll crack all the lug nuts loose and then we're going to raise and support our vehicle on a lift. You can do this at home with the jack and jack stands. Once the vehicle's in the air, we'll finish spinning off the lug nuts with the same tool and remove the tire and wheel from the vehicle. We're going to use a pry bar to brace the studs on the hub. We're going to use a 35mm socket, a breaker bar, and odds are if you don't have a very big breaker bar, you're going to need to use a cheater pipe to get the leverage to loosen this axle nut. So we'll brace it, break it loose, remove our axle nut the rest of the way. Remove this T30 torque screw with a T30 Torx bit and a ratchet. You may need to brace the studs for this as well, but we just did our brakes recently, so ours should come right off. Remove the two 18mm bolts securing the caliper carrier onto the spindle with an 18mm socket and ratchet. Remove the caliper carrier and caliper itself as an assembly from the rotor and spindle and secure it out of the way with a bungee cord, mechanics wire, or a zip tie. Remove the rotor from the hub and place it face down in a dry, flat surface. Remove the electrical connector for the ABS sensor. Just pull up on this white tab and pull back. Remove the two 15mm bolts securing the e-brake cable bracket to the back of the spindle. We're going to use a 15mm socket and an extension to try to get in there. Now we'll pull down on the caliper bracket, unhook the e-brake cable from this lever. Move that out of the way. Flat punch in the center of the axle shaft to tap it out and disengage it from the splines of the bearing hub. Loosen these 18mm bolts on the back of the spindle that bolt through to the wheel bearing hub. We're going to use a combination of an 18mm socket, ratchet, some extensions. We may have to use a wrench at some points when it gets tight. We've loosened up all three of our bolts to the best of our ability. Now we're going to install a hub puller on here. Just use the lug nuts. Make sure we bring it down so that it's nice and centered. Tighten down the lug nuts with a 19mm socket and a breaker bar. Thread the slide hammer into the hub puller. Now we're going to use the slide hammer to start tapping out our hub until we bottom out the bolts, at which point we'll loosen them up some more. Our CV axle hasn't fully dislodged from the splines in the wheel bearing, so we'll have to remove our hub puller and tap it in a little bit farther now that we have the hub part of the way out. Pry the ABS sensor clip off of the bracket. Allow it to hang down so it'll come out with our hub. Remove the wheel hub. You may have to manipulate the CV axle a little to be able to sneak that ABS wire by it. Remove the wheel hub and the backing plate. Here we have our new part. You can see it's exactly the same as our old part that we've removed from the vehicle. We have the same lug pattern with new studs in it, same hub-centric center here, same splines for the CV axle, same 3-bolt flange. And we remove this little plastic shipping retainer here. We even have a new clip on the connector for our ABS tone ring, which is a part of this assembly as well. What can happen with these wheel bearings is over time the bearing can go bad and create a little bit of a vibration or a grinding, maybe a humming kind of sound in the rear of the vehicle. Where the ABS sensor is internal to this part as well, it's possible that you could have an ABS fault related to the sensor that is a part of this assembly, and you'll have to remove the entire thing and change it out in order to get a good reading from that sensor and restore operation to your ABS. So if any of your symptoms sound like they could be this wheel bearing, this new part from 1A Auto is going to go in, direct fit, just like your original equipment, and fix you up right. Using a wire brush, clean the bore as well as the mounting surface for the flange. Be sure to wear safety glasses and a dust mask whenever you're creating airborne debris when cleaning a metal surface like this. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it is clear of all large debris and buildups. Reinstall the backing plate. Just let that hang on the bolts for now. Send the ABS sensor wire back through. Rotate the sensor ring so that the ABS sensor comes out at the 12 o'clock position, at which point we'll line up our hub to the splines, start it in, line it up to the bolts, start those in by hand. We'll tighten up this bolt behind the control arm first, because if we tighten down the others, this bolt will get hung up against the stud. We won't be able to tighten it down later. This one we need to use an 18mm open-end wrench for. The rest can be done with an 18mm socket and ratchet. Reconnect the connector for the ABS sensor onto its bracket. Torque the bolts to 92 foot-pounds. The easiest way I've found to reinstall these e-brake cables is to pull them out as far as you can. You need to carefully install a pair of vice grips onto the end of the cable. Careful to get it just tight enough that it'll hold without crushing or damaging that coating on the cable. Now we can move our spring up and out of the way. Hook it over the actuator. You may need a small flat blade screwdriver to help get it up and on there. Once the cable is hooked on, release your vice grips, line up the e-brake cable bracket, and start your two 15mm bolts. Tighten up these bolts with a 15mm socket and ratchet. Reconnect the ABS connector. Install the rotor with the beveled hole lined up to the threads for the rotor screw. Start the rotor screw in with your T30 Torx bit. We'll finish tightening this down after we've reinstalled the brakes. Reinstall the axle nut. Remove the bungee cord, mechanics wire, or other means of securing the caliper that you used earlier. Reinstall the caliper and caliper bracket onto the rotor. Install the larger of the two screws into the top hole, the smaller in the bottom. Using an 18mm socket and ratchet, bring down the bolts for the caliper carrier. torque these bolts to 88 foot-pounds. Counterbrace the studs on your hub with a pry bar. Torque to 118 foot-pounds. Finish tightening your T30 torque screw with a T30 Torx bit and a ratchet. Reinstall the wheel and tire onto the hub. Using a 19mm socket to get a better grip, start all of your lug nuts. Put your vehicle back on the ground. Tighten your lug nuts down with a breaker bar or a torque wrench if you have one available to 100 foot-pounds in a cross padding.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope this video helped you out. Next time you need parts for your car, please visit 1aauto.com. Also check out our other helpful how-to as well as diagnosis videos.